I like how we vibing. 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 I like how we vibing.
This video is sponsored by our channel sponsor, which is 015. You can find them on 015.co.za for some premium web hosting from as little as 45 Rand 90 cents. I mean, 45.90. Think about it. That's not a lot. And you will get some premium domains. And I personally would advise you on getting maybe the Supreme or the Executive packs, because it comes with a lot of benefits and a lot more storage. And you can host multiple websites on one package, you know. And this is, since we are talking businesses and growing your businesses, you can actually get your business registered by them, and there's some benefits, you know. You can get a name reservation, company registration, a certificate, income tax number, and you can even get a free.co.za domain if you pick one of the higher packages, or you can get a free QuickBooks subscription for 3 months. For 3 months. Yo, that's nice, you know. That's really, really nice. And if you want a website, they can actually develop a website for you at a very affordable rate of starting from 2,100, excluding VAT, I think. But it's not a lot. Think about it. 2,100. You spend a lot more on other things. But yeah, and once again, executive plans and supreme plans, you literally get free domains. They, for the first year, they are literally out here trying to win you guys over. Anyway, let's continue with the video. So now you click on the link below. It will obviously bring you here. If you haven't already signed up, you'll fill in the details. I'm gonna fill in mine. Well, I've already made an account, so I'm just gonna go to the other side. So once you filled in the sign up information, it will then take you to the login page, and you'll obviously log in with the email address and the password that you've used here. And don't forget to accept the terms and conditions. For referral code, please use the code that I've put in the description. So like I said, I've already made a profile. I'm just going to add company. It will bring me to the same page that you should be seeing once you've logged in. It will require you to enter the three main information: company details, branding, financial details. And I feel like those are the most important ones, and so does Sage. So we'll click on next. Company name, Beats by Nana. I'm just gonna put in a random address, postal address, PO Box 12, 10, Johannesburg, South Africa, and let's say 2010. Physical address, I'm also gonna put in a random address. And then banking details, those are important. I would advise you to put them in, because every time you create an invoice, you don't want to be putting in the banking details, you know. So just put them in, get them over and done with, and move on. So we'll say next to get to the branding. It says select your logo file. Before we actually select the logo file, we've got 4 options: JPEG, TIFF, GIF or GIF, depending on how you pronounce it, PNG, and BMP. I don't even know what that one is. You know what I mean? I know I mainly use JPEG or PNG. I would advise you to use PNG, because it stretches, it allows for stretching. So I'm gonna put in mine, and then the invoice position, I'm going to go with it on the top right. This is what it's going to look like on each type of invoice. So this is the modern layout, this is the classic layout, and this is the plain layout, which was the layout that I will be using because it looks a bit more, it's straight to the point, it's not too old, it's not too extra. And I've been using this type of layout for a while, so that's the one that I'm going to stick with. So I'm going to choose plain, and I'm going to say next. Allow your customers to view invoices and codes as well as their account history online. I actually prefer saying invoices and account history because it actually allows them to see, if you've got customers that have been around for a while, it actually allows them to see a lot more information than just invoices and codes. It can even show them the amount that they've paid and credits that you've given them, all that jazz. So we'll click next. Financial information. If you have a VAT number, please feel free to put it in. I'm just gonna put in a random VAT number. If this is your VAT number, I'm sorry, I just picked a random one. Invoice settings. The quantity to your invoice line, I prefer having 2 because sometimes you get, for example, let's say you working with hours, you want to say 2.5 hours, so, or 2.25 hours. I don't know if anybody has that, but let's say you do that, it actually allows you to put in that information in your invoice. So I would do 2 decimals. Financial year end, most people's financial year ends on the last day of February. So for this tutorial, I'm going to leave it like that, and I actually prefer this. Retention period, 5 years is a good number, and also SARS requires you to have documents, retained documents for a good 5 years. They can ask you or do an audit within that 5 years. So reason I'm just going to say SARS, they don't need a lot, they just say SARS and you fine. And then I'm going to click on finish. And then would you like to log into this company? Because I was already logged in and then I went and created it, it's going to ask me this. So I'm going to say yes. And it should also ask you the same. So yeah. And voila, we've created our first company. It allows you to create a couple of companies, but obviously you have to pay for those additional companies. But we are here and we're going to go through a lot more. We're going to create customers, we're going to create suppliers, we're going to do customer invoices, supplier payments, we're going to do quotations. We will be able to go through recording expenses manually, because not everybody's like a recurring supplier. So for example, let's say you pour petrol at BP in Sunnyside and then you pour petrol at Shell in Bedford View. You're not gonna have BP Bedford View as a customer, as a supplier. So yeah, but we'll get more into that later on. So thank you.